Welcome everyone to the live Q&A for the film Mascarpone for the 13th annual OUTshine LGBTQ plus film festival Fort Lauderdale edition. We are very excited to have the stars. By the way, we are presented by Gilead, Broward County, and Culture Bills, Florida. So we're going to enter into the room, the cast and the producer, director, and the stars from the film Mascarpone. Please welcome the director and co-producers, Alessandro and Matteo. Hi guys, how are you? And
hello, we're great. Hello, Mark.
I'm good. And the actors Giancarlo, who played Antonio, Eduardo, who played Dennis, and Gianmarco, who played Luca. The Italian actors, I might add. How are you guys?
Hi there. How's it going?
Let me tell you that your film was wonderful. By the way, this is our Boys Spotlight film, and it plays the second Friday, I think. I probably have that in my notes somewhere. It's part of our Men's Spotlight film on the 15th at 7 p.m. What a wonderful movie, refreshing. It had all the elements of heartbreak and love and uncertainty and career building, especially from a very younger perspective. It was comedic. I laughed. I got sad. All the elements were there. So let me start with you guys with Alessandro. Tell us the premise of how you started building this film. Both you and Matteo can go at the same time. When you were
Matteo's better if he starts.
And everything. I know you guys weren't the writers from what I understand, but tell us when you saw the script, what you envisioned.
Okay, so this film was born in a very spontaneous way because it came from an idea of Giuseppe Paterno Raddusa, who was the writer with me and Alessandro, who came up with this idea, and he said, listen, in Italy there's something missing. We don't have a classical romantic comedy with gay characters as the protagonists, And so this was Giuseppe's idea. And we started writing in our spare time because at the time I was a television executive for Viacom, which is a global TV company. And so Giuseppe and I started writing in our spare time. And once we got the first version of the script, we immediately thought about involving Alessandro into the project because Alessandro and I were friends for 10 years or so, and he's an extraordinary professional because he produced many music videos, he directed the short films and commercials and music videos, of course, and so he had the ability to find the right team to turn this project into a film, into the script, into a film. So we started rewriting with Alessandro as well. And then we wanted to produce the film. So we approached several production companies and distributors to ask them for the money. But none of them was interested, apparently, because what they said basically was that a film with gay characters would only appeal to a very small audience made up of gay people, and that wouldn't be commercially interesting for them to take part in this film. So let's just say we found the money ourselves, and we decided to go without a production company, without a distributor, without knowing that if this film was going to be released or what, and we had the chance to infuse our enthusiasm to these amazing players that we have here, some of them at least, and some of them are here. They were all enthusiastic about the project. And I should stop talking. Maybe Alessandro wants to say something, and the guys wants to tell you a little about them as well.
And then we just make the movie. That is the most important thing, the most difficult. And I think that the most important thing is when you have to direct and produce a movie without money, without budget. The most important thing is that all the people and all the crew that help you to do the movie, they have to believe in this project. They have to trust in your script, and they have to trust in your talents. And so I think that the incredible thing is that we have a very young crew very, very young. At the same time, we have a cast composed by different kind of people. Everybody come from TV series, stand-up comedy. For example, Michela Giraud, that her role is Susanna in the, Cristina in the movie.
Where does she play Susanna? In some other production?
Yes, in some other production.
He mixes up. He's doing a lot of jobs.
Yes,
so
yes.
it's
So
very busy.
did you do the casting? Matteo, did you do the casting?
What did I say?
Did you do the casting? Were you the person?
We did the casting together.
Yes,
Yeah.
So for each of these guys and their characters, what did you see in them that made you give them the particular part? The process.
Actually, this is interesting, and maybe the guys will tell you some more about it. For example, the first night that Giuseppe and I met with Alessandro, he had read the script and he said, I think Giancarlo Comare would be perfect per Antonio. And we said, of course he would, but would he ever work with us? And Gianmarco was the other one that he said, for Luca, I think Gianmarco Saurino would be perfect. And he said, yes, but they will never listen to us. Why would they work with a couple of first-time directors? I don't know. And for Dennis, it was a little bit different because we hadn't had Eduardo in mind in the beginning because he already done other films. He's very popular with Suburra, Brady in Rome, which is on Netflix in the US as well. So we didn't think about him at first, and we had a huge casting for Dennis, which is a very difficult role to take on because it's he's very flamboyant, of course. He's the more interesting character maybe in the film. And we couldn't find Dennis, but Eduardo found him for us, and we're grateful for what he brought to the table.
He gave us a lot of suggestions, a lot of...
Eduardo is half French, so he put some French into the lines of Dennis and stuff. So it was a creative process that it was very interesting because we listened a lot to those fantastic people had to say.
So Giancarlo, I'll come to you in 1 second. Let me talk to you for a second, Dennis, because I think I agree. Your character was very multidimensional, you know, very flamboyant, very flippant, had a lot of depth to him. You know, and you portrayed him so, I don't know how to say it in French, you know, I don't know the term when you say kind of, you know, des affaires or something like that. I don't know. Who cares?
I don't know the moment. I will find it. I will find it. I will find for you.
Okay, so you get the script for Dennis. How did you envision the character, and how did you develop this multidimensional character that you did?
I didn't think to do something with gay. I mean, I didn't want to do something like, okay, it's a gay character. I just thought, okay, what the particular elements in this character that could be interesting to see. And the thing I thought that it's maybe a little bit weird, but the first thing that I thought that was my character live all the time in a house, and in a house he will host Giancarlo. So his life his dimension is the house. So it's a kind of angel. It's kind of I don't know. So I started to think something like fairy things. So I was in another dimension, in another world. So Dennis is something born from a fairy idea of someone. So it's just not his light voice is like, I would say, suspended when floating in the air, because that's my idea. But I didn't think to do something like, okay, it's a kind of gay or flamboyant gay, because it was a cliche and I was afraid by this cliche. So I started from who is really Dennis, and Dennis is not a person for me. It's kind of something else that help people. So I worked like in another dimension. I could say yes, not real world.
I think your camera froze.
Yeah.
Eduardo, if you can reboot your camera and come back in. We're loving what you're saying. So we'll go back. Let's talk to you, Giancarlo, your character Antonio, from the very beginning.
I'm here. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Continue then. I'm sorry.
No. I was finished. Just to say, it's Dennis is something like not in this world, from not this world. That's my way that I work this character, at least.
Oh no, he's very, very individualistic, and of characters in a lot of movies, he's somebody you'll always remember. I would say that for sure, because he is so he's special. He's just different. We're Giancarlo, Antonio. I think you play the role of so many of us that you're going through life. There's times when we're really happy. Your opening scene, I think, sets up the movie so well, where your life is just on autopilot. You're as happy as you could ever be, preparing dinner for your boyfriend, husband, and then all of a sudden, of course, the sky drops. Take us through the emotions that the film gave you inside, or your character inside throughout. You start so happy, and then you're on this wild roller coaster almost all through the movie, and how the script interplayed with that thinking. That was a long question.
Yeah, give us just a second, so Giancarlo will answer in Italian and we'll do the
Okay, perfect. I love it.
Ti ha chiesto come hai fatto a interpretare Antonio, che all'inizio è felice, poi attraversa tantissime emozioni diverse e arriva a una nuova consapevolezza alla fine.
Ok, ti rispondo
sì.
poi.
Okay.
Come in ogni percorso c'è un'evoluzione, e all'inizio ovviamente ho valutato la situazione che Antonio stava vivendo, ovvero quella di una immediata e improvvisa rottura con l'amore della sua vita, ovvero suo marito. Vuoi andare?
Yeah. So he's saying that Antonio's path starts from the breakup with his husband. His story in the film starts with the breakup.
Esatto. E successivamente, appunto, come succede per qualsiasi essere umano, anche Antonio doveva affrontare un percorso oltre che esterno, soprattutto interno. Quindi io ho lavorato molto sul mondo interno che questo personaggio stava vivendo attraverso le cose esterne.
So then Antonio takes a path, and he worked on Antonio's interiority during this process, and he analyzed his character's process throughout.
Esatto, e nell'affrontare questo scoprivo quali novità, quali trasformazioni potessero avvenire tramite le situazioni che lui viveva, e essendo un percorso in crescita e andando in una direzione sempre più positiva, questo più o meno è stato il lavoro che ho affrontato.
And throughout this process, Giancarlo himself discovered Antonio's new emotions through the path that his character was taking.
A me piace molto lavorare con i miei personaggi attraverso un dialogo. È come se io incontrassi una persona nuova ogni volta, e quindi ogni volta affronto un dialogo con questa persona e cerco di ascoltarlo. E Antonio l'ho ascoltato sia inizialmente leggendo la sceneggiatura, e poi anche nel processo di messa in scena, insomma, con me stesso e con i miei colleghi.
The way Giancarlo likes to work is to let the character speak. So he has a dialogue with his characters, being Antonio or other characters he played some other times. So he's very attentive to what the character has to say. So he has a preconception in the beginning to what the character is supposed to do and supposed to feel. And then throughout, he lets himself be wondered by what this character has to say throughout the shooting process.
Esatto, e
itself.
nell'ascoltarlo a me mi ricordava molto vari aspetti di mia madre e del suo percorso di vita, e quindi ho cercato poi di inserire qualcosa di lei in questo personaggio.
Antonio's voice reminded him of his own mother, so he took something after his mother and he put it into Antonio.
Wow. I love listening to you, Giancarlo. I just got back from Italy myself, as I was telling you guys, and hearing that Italian swagger. I think it's one of the most beautiful languages in the world. It's I love the way you guys talk. It's a beautiful. I just love it. I just love it. So you're making me miss Italy. Let's go. And Gianmarco, I promise I'm going to be with you in 1 minute, but I want to work on that dynamic between Eduardo and Giancarlo. So working together. Talk to me about working together and how that was. Eduardo, you start.
So working with Giancarlo was really, really easy. I mean, it was in his character, and his character was like someone really, really soft and sweet, instead of mine. That Dennis is a kind of flamboyance, so it's also like kind of nasty. It's a little bit nastiness in his character, because I have to test the host in his house. So is a kind of testing Giancarlo at the beginning. So Giancarlo, it was the perfect prey for me, because he's a kind of so sweet and nice guy, and I have to test him. So work with Giancarlo for me personally and as Dennis is like just fun because in every sense, because I can be nasty with him, but nasty in a nice way. So I had fun.
Why don't you translate for Giancarlo?
Ti dico, I translate for him, yeah, for myself. Ho appena detto, dicevo che lavorare con te è stato facile e divertente fin dall'inizio, perché te eri in una posizione, diciamo, di dolcezza e di tranquillità, mentre io in qualche modo ero cattivo e potevo stuzzicarti come volevo, quindi sia da Edoardo che da Dennis eri perfetto, eri una preda ideale, diciamo.
Lo facevi bene, è vero.
You were good at that.
Yeah.
So Giancarlo, how about for you with Dennis? Or with you with Eduardo?
È stato molto semplice in realtà lavorare con Edoardo, perché come ha detto lui c'era un po' questo rapporto che un pochettino c'era tra Dennis e Antonio, di stuzzicare, di essere sottone.
It was very easy for him to work with Eduardo, because we were teasing us all the time in the beginning, so that really was the same kind of relationship that our characters have on the screen.
Io più o meno con quasi tutti i miei colleghi ho potuto avere la possibilità di uscire a cena, a pranzo, conoscerli anche prima di affrontare il film. Con Edoardo invece no, perché lui stava in Francia, a Parigi, quindi ci siamo sentiti solo attraverso delle telefonate, ma già solo tramite queste brevi telefonate si è subito creata un'intesa. Soprattutto io ho capito che parlavamo più o meno lo stesso linguaggio.
Okay, so Giancarlo took almost everyone of his co-stars out to lunch or dinner after the casting, to meet them and to get to know with them and to rehearse privately without the two of us, who are useless. And they thought we are useless. Okay, this is something that he didn't say. I'm putting out myself.
Perception is key.
And with Eduardo, he worked on remote, because Eduardo lives in Paris, Gay Paris, and so they had to do it online. But they were teasing each other even online, and they created this strong bond despite the distance.
And when you met, it just flowed perfectly.
Yeah, they did, and we
they really did.
I have to say that we edited a video that it's about 40 minutes with all the casting and the rehearsals that we shot. And it's very funny because it's made up of the several meetings that we had in person, and it's impressive how just the first time that the three of them were together, there was this amazing chemistry between them. And let me say just one thing, because I may have said it already, but I'll repeat it. We had the luxury of picking just the right, yes, I said it already, just the right actors for the parts. And so when we had them, the three together, we thought, we understood that we saw it right, and that it's amazing. You see it on the screen. I mean, it's nothing I can
I hope you'll give us
so,
the 14,
yeah.
I hope you'll give us that 14-minute video to post on our YouTube channel. We'd love to have it. I'd love to see it. It sounds like a lot of fun. Gianmarco, certainly we didn't forget you. Is it true that you're now a pastry chef in real? Is it true you're now a pastry chef in real life?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I just opened a new pastry.
So take
I'm
us through.
kidding.
Take us through. You meet Giancarlo. You meet the character. You meet his character Antonio. And what was the dynamic? How did you guys establish your dynamic, and how was it working together? Through your scenes, you had a lot of good scenes together.
I mean, it was fun. You know, Giancarlo is an established actor. Eduardo is, a wonderful colleague, and it was really fun to work together. I mean, this movie is a movie made with love. That's what we say generally when we talk about this movie, and that's how we work, with love. And it's a movie that talk about love, and that's what we have done. And I mean, if you talk about my character, it's a no asking man, someone who doesn't have to ask for anything. He takes what he wants. But what we tried to do when I first read the script was, try to find a sort of weakness in the character, something to make it more interesting for the audience. And I think that's what we did. We tried to find in Luca like a sort of scar, and it was really fun to see how Luca, in the second part of the movie, falls in love with Antonio. And that's what we don't talk about that, but we see that, and that's really fun.
Gianmarco, you said it so well, and I think we could kind of wrap up here a little bit, because I think you said everything that needs to be said about this movie. It had all the elements of great filmmaking in it, and wonderful from an LGBTQ perspective. So in closing out, I'll ask each of you just to give me your thoughts about how the film came out and why the film was important.
Are you asking me or asking anyone?
Giancarlo, you start. Gianmarco, you start.
Okay. I mean, this movie talks about love. That's what we said, and it talks about a normal love. We are not trying to tell the story of a man fighting for his, for his people, for his love, for his role in society, but he is fighting for his love. And that's what we do. We talk about normal people. We talk about normal love, and this is why the movie had so great success. So that's what we did.
Good enough.
I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Beautifully said. Eduardo?
I think that's exactly what Gianmarco said. I mean, this is a film with not to tell to everybody like we make a gay movie because we have to do this in Italy, for example. We made a film to tell about like a normal and easy story about a person find his love, and that's it. I mean, that's the key point of this film, I think, because everybody, even people like kind of a bit homophobic or like a bit drastic. I mean, in this kind of context, accepted this film, accepted the idea that it is not seeing like guys making love. It just see love, and that's the key point of this film, I think, personally.
And well said. And I just want to add one thing to it, that it also showed all the other characters that you brought in, the sister and husband and everybody else, and the straight element, and dealing with some of the same elements as the gay. So it kind of just shows that love is love, troubles are troubles, relationships are relationships. Very well said. We'll go to you, Giancarlo. If you guys want to translate the question to him, please do. You guys are muted. There you go.
Io sono completamente d'accordo con quello che hanno detto i miei due colleghi.
I agree with my colleagues.
A me spesso mi fermano e mi dicono è il primo film a tema omosessuale che ci rappresenta, detto da...
People often stop me in the street and say that this is the first film with homosexual characters, LGBT characters that represents us in a faithful way.
Ed è questa cosa per me è molto importante, che un omosessuale finalmente si possa rispecchiare in un film, ok? Ma quello che rispondo sempre è che questo non è un film a tema omosessuale, è un film che parla di amore, di ricerca di se stesso. Il mio personaggio fa proprio questo, fa un percorso per trovare se stesso, e questa è una delle cose più importanti che ognuno di noi può fare e che nel film esiste.
I'm very proud about the fact that homosexual people approached me and said, finally, a film that represents us in a lighter way, in a better way. But what I'm most proud about is that this film is not LGBT themed, because the story is universal. It's about finding yourself. It's about discovering your path and finding your way in the world. And so this is what I'm most proud about.
Yeah.
Giancarlo,
Sorry, Marco. Let me add something. I mean, what we did with this movie, we're not painting a future world. We are painting a world that should be right here and right now. We're not talking about the future. This is what should be right now.
It's a human role. That's the bottom line. It's a human role. It's not gay. It's not straight. It's human. Guys, you want to wrap up, Matteo and Alessandro?
What I like to add is that the reality that our characters live in is not the reality that everyone in Italy can live right now. So it's very important for us to keep fighting for our rights, keep making our voices heard, and okay, this is my time to fuck up. No, I'm sorry, I said the
oh my
word.
God, don't use that freaking word.
So that I'm sorry, we have to fight, because this is very serious. What I like to say, guys, is that until everyone can live Antonio's life without homophobia, without problems, with full acceptance by everyone, we have to keep fighting. We have to keep doing things like OUTshine Festival, because we need to be heard. We need to be, accepted for what we are, even if no, I was about to swear again. Nothing. Alessandro, please save me.
I can help you just saying that the best thing is, I think that a lot of people, a lot of young girls and young men stop me to say that they love the movie. They are the first thing is, I'm not a part of LGBT community, but they really love the movie, because as Giancarlo said and as Eduardo say, they think that everybody can have the same problems of the main character of Antonio. The same problem. If you are heterosexual, transsexual, gay, lesbian.
Even if you're in your 50s, or even if you're a younger person,
you can have.
So you're saying 50s is old?
What?
You're saying 50s is old? Don't start with me, boy. Don't start.
No, even if you're slightly older,
there you go.
We didn't say that. Don't put us words in our mouth. We didn't say we.
Guys, I love this Q&A. First of all, I wish you guys would come in and be at the Men's Spotlight Film and party with us all weekend. It's going to be a great weekend for the festival. We have a lot of fun things planned, so we'd love to have you. But I have, you've convinced me now, because I'm just about to write my staff pick for my favorite film, and I was vacillating between two. You guys are getting my favorite film.
Yay! Thank you.
And Giancarlo, you're going to do something for us. You showed us your pants. You're going to have to stand up and show us the pants that you're wearing right now, because we're on a Zoom call. Yeah. We couldn't see them. Look at that. Now, see, that's what we're talking about.
He looks like the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz.
Perfect. Thanks, guys, so much. What a great interview.
Thank you.
Mascarpone.
Thank you, Mark.
It plays again on the 15th at 7 p.m. We hope you'll all be there, and best of luck with this film. Well, what's the plans after festival, real quick?
Che piani avete?
I don't know.
All right, good answer. Anybody got something really great going on you want to just throw out?
I don't know. I'm gonna other films, other things, other series, whatever. I mean, I have a film that I will go out, and I don't know, projects. So I hope that I'm writing a project too. So a lot of things. I hope. I don't know. Life. I don't know.
All of you are going to be great stars. All of you were great in the film. And I can't tell you how much I loved it. Thanks for being part of the 13th annual OUTshine Film Festival Fort Lauderdale edition. A lot more movies to come. Take care, guys.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Antonio, finisce tutto. La vita è fatta di cose che capitano così all'improvviso. E puff, puff. Finiscono anche le cose belle.
Antonio, voi due siete sempre stati un punto di riferimento.
Ci hanno fatto la guerra quando ci siamo messi insieme e ci fanno la guerra ora che ci lasciano.
E devo trovare una casa, Cri.
Perché mo ci stanno pure i divorzi gay. Che ci volete rubare ancora mercoledì di Champions?
Sbrighiamoci, tra poco arriva un tizio a vedere la casa.
Immagino ci sia la fila e...
Ah, ma tu sei il tizio della stanza.
Capisco perché devi far limonare da quel fagiano davanti a tutti, guarda.
Oh, senti, pensa a tutte le volte in cui ho fatto il palo nei cessi dei locali mentre voi ve le cavate pure i pomeli delle volte. No, è così, la verità, amore mio.
Non ci siamo già visti.
Può darsi.
A te ti serve un apprendista, a lui serve un lavoro e io cerco qualcuno che mi paghi l'affitto. E poi Antonio è bravissimo in cucina.
Ma che ne sai? Quando uno ci prova con te mi sento a disagio, non ci sono abituato.
Figlio mio, c'hai 30 anni, non 70. Anche basta con il lutto.
Togliti quel palo dal culo.
Tu sai che ne faccio 10 a notte.
Te ne faccio 11, resto.
Regola numero 1. Non si parla mai degli ex.
Quindi andiamo da te?
Mai presentare i tuoi amici a quelli delle chat. Una volta e basta. Io cerco una storia seria.
Sei tu.
Sei tu chi?
Sei tu in francese, vuol dire te ne devi andare.
Next!
Thomas? Antonio.
Permesso?
Te del culo da quando sto con Thomas.
O cazzi tuoi?
Perfetto.
Vorrà dire che rimarremo soltanto tromba amici.
Fin da piccoli ci dicono che per essere felici bisogna essere in due. Poi cresci e ti fa le tue di regole. Prima di cercare l'amore, devi trovare te stesso.